What's up, NFT world? My name is Gen Furukawa, and in this video, I want to show you the behind the scenes of what it takes to build out a tool in the Web3 space. So just a little bit of context, we've been working for the past 2 months on the Yeti. So the Yeti is an all-in-one tool to help bring the data-driven insights and analysis to every NFT collector. So some of the whales have these bots and these data analyses that give them an unfair advantage to allow them to snipe faster, to get data faster, to understand how the market is moving. And we're trying to build a tool to make this accessible to everyone. So it's been a little bit of a challenge because for Web3, things move so fast and it takes a lot of time and work to build out a robust product like what we want to build. So in the meantime, how do we do this? What are we doing? Well, today I want to show you. So I haven't seen a lot in terms of what goes on behind the scenes for building a Web3 project, and that's a goal of what I'd like to share with you today. Now, Web3 is very different than building in a Web2 space. So part of the Yeti team, we've worked together in various Web2 projects, this B2B SaaS companies, B2B or B2C SaaS companies, and actually in a project that's very similar to what we're building with a Yeti, except focused on Amazon insights. And now with the Yeti, we're obviously focused on NFT insights and surfacing data-driven insights and analysis from our tool. So what I want to show you are some of the key pillars that we're thinking about in order to build this, get this live, and hopefully have a successful launch. Now, there are three main components to this that I've just highlighted here. So this is kind of like a summary, a high level of the things that we're working on our to-do list as we're moving towards launch. And the first, what I'm focused on is marketing and community. So the challenge with Web3 is that things are moving so fast. So we've been working on this for 2 months or so. In the course of those 2 months, we've seen a lot of different tools pop up in the market, different trends changing, different projects coming up, like say, for example, Moonbirds or VFriends. And we've also seen projects that have had a lot of hype that might not have panned out. Things are moving very fast, which is a challenge if you're building a software because it takes a lot of time and effort in order to build a strong product. But what do you do there? You need to show your potential customers, your potential investors, what you're working on, have them believe that this is what they need in order to get from where they are now, maybe like a good investor or a good collector, to where they want to go, which is one that has an edge over the market, that has the insights, that can buy faster or understand what rarity is or identify where there are underpriced assets. And so we need to bridge this gap, which is hard though if you don't necessarily have the product to put in front of them. Ideally, we would have a freemium product. They would say, hey, this is great. Some of the features behind the paywall are what I need, so I'm going to upgrade. We can't do that now because we're still working on it. So the first step that we're working on is building out the landing page. And we've taken the approach that the design is super important because not only for PFPs are people so focused on the art and the design and the utility, but for us to show that we are putting in a lot of effort and an investment of time and effort of money to make the design great. So I'll show you what we have so far, where we are in that space. Then there's a community. So the community is critical not only to have the initial launch base, but then also word of mouth. I've noticed that for the Web3 community, there's a lot of exchanging of ideas and alpha and hey, check this project out. And that's the beauty of it, is that it is a tight knit group, and various discords have different topics that they discuss or alpha insights that they would offer. And so we're trying to build a community. We will get there, and we're also at the same time working on our product. So part of the Yeti team, we have 5 people total, 4 of whom are developers and data scientists, which we think is a great asset and will help us build faster and build some of the most robust products on the market. There are some out there, and we understand maybe where we stand, where we need to go. So the goal of our website, our landing page, is really important, and especially I think in a Web3 space. And the reason being is because we are starting with an MVP, a minimum viable product. We have far bigger aspirations and vision of the product that we're looking to build. But right now, we just want to get it live. We want to get direct user feedback. We want to help people immediately with what we can do with the rarity rankings, for example, or the rarity ratings, or buying faster because the metadata on OpenSea is slower to refresh. But that's down the line. And so that's one of the critical components of our homepage, which I'll show now, is to kind of like build out the roadmap. The roadmap is one of the critical components of a Web3 landing page because people are not necessarily investing in what the product is right now. They're investing in what it will be in 1 quarter, in 2 quarters, in 1 year. And so painting that vision and that picture with real conviction is very important for us to do. And the website is a tool that we're using to do that. The other thing is, okay, how are you going to build out that roadmap? And the ability to convince the potential investor or consumer that you have the team to execute, that you have done it before, that you have the experience, you have the professionalism, that you are transparent, that you are doxed. Like that is a critical component these days because there have been so many scams and rug pulls in Web3 projects. So the showing the transparency, and that's kind of the goal of this video as well, is to share some of the things that we're learning along the way. So hopefully it would help you in building a Web3 product, but also so that you can understand our mindset and what we're looking to do, what we're looking to build, and our process as we're going through that. So, like I was saying, the first thing is getting a landing page up. Without a landing page, of course, there's a functional element of it because you need to mint, you need to gather spots for your allow list or your whitelist. But it's going to be important for us to mint the initial founder tokens. But then also, it's of course important to merchandise and to communicate what our vision is and why it matters, why it should matter, what the benefits are. So I'll show you here, and kind of like at a high level, this is a Figma design. We are working with a design agency that we found online. I'm happy to get into that, but essentially it was kind of an extensive process where we were looking at people who had various Web3 experience, had a portfolio of the things that were along the lines of what we were hoping to build. And so we got started with this agency in Europe, and they've been great so far. They really listened to what we were looking to build out. And so in this process, for example, we had a swipe file of things that visually we liked, things that the language that we wanted to use, the user interactivity that we wanted to have. And they've really executed on this. This is a work in progress. So as you can see here, these bubbles are the comments that we've left as they're going through the design process. So it's kind of like an ongoing iterative process. But here we can preview it. If you just click this, you can present it. So you can actually see what it looks like, kind of like as a mock-up website. So this is the most important part in some ways, is just telling the user immediately what we're doing. Powerful analytics to help you make money. And you can see the Yeti in the background. Where we're at now, we hope to build this out so that it's a little bit more relevant to the product, to the benefits. Maybe you can see a screenshot here. Right now, it's the face of the Yeti. And quick aside, why are we calling it the Yeti? Well, the Yeti is a mythical creature that lives in the forest, and whether it's seen or not, who knows? But it's a long-living folklore. And for us, it's kind of indicative or representative of that search for the next alpha, that search for the next big NFT, the blue chip NFT. And so in very similar parallel ways, you're looking for the Yeti, you're looking for your best new investment. And so that's what we have here. And like I was saying earlier, some of the most important things are who the team is, what we're about, some of the links to our different community options. So whether it's Twitter or this is Discord, and then our frequently asked questions. These are things to directly address some questions or concerns, objections that a potential customer might have. And we want to make sure that we are clear about that. So here we have multiple calls to action. I think that this will actually be changed because from a user perspective, you don't want to confuse people. You want to make it very clear, front and center, what should you be doing? And so we've kind of tied together different stages of the customer journey. For example, once we're going to mint on this site, hopefully the mint sells out. And then at that point, that mint button will be removed, and then it'll be a buy on OpenSea. Now I'm just clicking through, but it's essentially that look of the real website. And so what we're doing here, I do think that this can be improved because we're going to be doing far more than just giving rarity rankings and insights. In some ways, this is placeholder text. But just so we're working towards a design. At the same time, we're working towards building this out it's going to be a React, so it's a JavaScript front end. So we're building this out internally as well, and so you can see I think this Yeti will drop down. And then here we're going through the Yeti benefits. These will be improved. These are kind of placeholder texts as well. Ideally, it would be screenshots, but it's the intel that we're offering. And I guess it will. There's more there, but there's a little bit of animation. So these are screenshots of what we're going to be offering. So it's going to be an OpenSea extension. So when you're browsing on OpenSea, you'll be able to see in real time what the rarity ranking, what the rarity rating is. And then you can also set parameters so that if you're looking for a particular collection and you want something within a certain price or a certain rarity or ranking, and you want to buy it quickly, the Yeti will help. And so this is an experience that I had the other day when I was buying something that was moving pretty quickly pre-reveal. Shinsei Galverse, that collection was there were a lot of sales, and the sneaky trick that OpenSea has is the metadata doesn't refresh. So the API will send data to everybody else who's gathering data from OpenSea. They will see the data faster than an actual user on OpenSea. So a few times I tried to buy a token, an NFT, and by that time I had gone through the process of buy now, confirming my wallet, confirming there were funds there. The NFT had already been sold. And so what we're offering here is with a quick buy to allow you to skip certain things because every second matters when there is a lot of demand, a lot of sales volume, and then you don't want to be in line waiting for OpenSea metadata to refresh. So these are screenshots. This is something, this is a Clone X collection, but what it would look like with the different rank, the floor price, and then the rarity. So you can see here, this is getting a little bit of like the interactivity. I'm just clicking next, but they've designed, I can show you here. This is what it looks like here as we go across. And this is what it looks like. This is actually supposed to be like oil to reflect gas price as it moves up. And then quick buy, this says bid, it will be buy, that it ultimately will be able to buy NFTs directly on the Yeti, like I was saying, to speed things up. Now, this is a key component of what our different token types are going to be. We're still working through the pricing. We're still working through what will be freemium, what will be available to the other plan types. But one of the things where we're trying to align our incentives is to have ownership, to offer upside and ownership to people who buy in. So we're selling a lifetime token. And so we're going to pre-mint with a lifetime token. The founder's token is going to have a revenue share. So that means a percentage of all sales will go through to the owners of the founder token. How it will work, we're still working through the details on a technical and economic basis, but that's really where it becomes almost, it will be an annuity that you buy once, you buy the founder token once, and then that will entitle you to ongoing revenue so that as the Yeti grows, as the Yeti succeeds and the product is developed, those who are the earliest supporters of the project will continue to see financial upside. And then the beauty just in general of a lifetime token is that there is resale value. So you can buy it, you can use the app as long as you want, and then you can resell it on OpenSea. So essentially it's kind of like a car, but a car, the second you drive it off the lot, you're losing 50% of the value. Well, with the Yeti, in fact, ideally, the value will appreciate because the product would be that much better once, you buy 3 months ago, we've had 3 months to build on it and make it better. So ideally, the value will reflect that on the OpenSea marketplace. These numbers are not indicative. They're still placeholders. And then this is the roadmap. What I was saying was maybe the most important part of what we're trying to convey on this is how you can see here the different points and due dates, delivery times of this. So what we're starting with, and then going down what our V1 will be, and then our V1.5, and then, as it will go on. And then the other thing that's really important is sharing about us, the team. These are the real guys on the team. And so it's Gan and Newman, Diedrich, Jared, and Az. And we all met working together at a company called Jungle Scout. And so that Jungle Scout is an Amazon product research tool, which ironically is very similar to the value proposition that the Yeti is working towards, which is to highlight NFT opportunities. Jungle Scout was built to highlight opportunities to sell products on Amazon. So it would scan Amazon, it would show estimated sales and which would be demand and competition, and then say, hey, like based on the data that we've gathered, this is a great product opportunity. So we're doing the same, but for NFTs. Hey, based on where the market is, where the floor price is, where demand is trending, this is a great NFT opportunity. So you can see the parallels there for sure. Again, and FAQs are going to be very critical for us. And then continuing at the very bottom of the site to join the Discord to build out our community. So that's that. I just wanted to show a little bit of the website, and I'm going to continue doing this. I would love to hear from you what is most helpful as you are building out your own Web3 project, or what you're looking for to learn from us, because we are in it. We're in the mix right now, in the weeds, building this thing out. There's so many moving parts, and this is new. This whole Web3 frontier is new for so many people that we have valuable learnings that we would love to share with you. So with that said, please like and subscribe so that we can continue to update you on our journey. All right. Best of luck in yours. Bye.